You've turned your whole narrative around. You're swinging on a swing down in Thailand. The sun is coming up your end. And you know what? You are very, very happy and smug about predicting that we might get 12 out of 12, and we're close to getting that once we beat Wolves, hopefully, right? But you cannot sit there and tell me that you had the narrative from start to finish. Let's enjoy it. Let's love the fact that we've just beaten Everton at Goodison Park in the last game we'll play there. And let's remember, we might just be in that race. We might just do it.
I really thought we were going to be in sync then.
We've got Scott Stricky, Paul. Paul was at Goodison Park today. It's the last Forest game at Goodison Park, and we beat them 2-0. Fantastic. Great to see you out there, Paul. Scotland branch, absolute legend. We've got the Nottingham Forest Kentucky supporters group, official supporters group of Kentucky, Nottingham Forest, new group. Give them a massive shout out. Follow them on all socials. Amazing. We've got Steve, who said, at NFFC all over, don't get many football supporters singing about a specific podcast. And then he's got a video of us singing Forest all over the world. I think it was the end of the Spurs game the other day. So he's joined in on your fellow funny thing about us being the Forest all over the world thing, even though it's a big thing anyway. Legend Steve. Wayne was on a plane during the Spurs game. I think he was there for the Everton game, watching the Everton game today, but Wayne was on a plane for the Spurs game and landed and realised we'd won and looked at the score. So a big shout out to Wayne as well. And then Scott Nottingham is going all the way from the US. He'll be going to the next Everton game at home. He's booked tickets for it, so big shout out to Scott Nottingham. And final Forest all over the world shout out goes to my very own Matt, who is out in Thailand. If you are an audio listener, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm seeing him on a swing below some sort of tree, palm tree or something in Thailand on a beach. And he's been keeping up with the Forest stuff, but he's been asleep overnight during the Everton game because it's different time difference. And he now knows we've beaten Everton 2-0 and we're second in the league, Matt. Can you quite believe it? How are you?
I'm feeling really good because until this point, it's good that you haven't had me on because I was still feeling annoyed that despite how well we were doing, Bournemouth and Fulham seem to be doing really well as well. So it's really great that they drew last night. And finally, I feel like we really are.
It's nothing to do with Bournemouth and Fulham. That we're in second in the league, you absolute
I know,
clown.
but it was being soured by how they were right on our tails. But how good is it now that... Like I remember earlier this season, mate, we were saying, welcome to Thailand, by the way, everyone. We've come out to do this as the sun's about to come up behind me, so I hope you get a good view. There's a storm overnight, so I can't use the hammock I proposed to Chris that I used, which was going to give a beautiful view of the sunrise. But anyway, welcome to this beautiful country and this amazing place. Chris, we were saying earlier this season, until we're above Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth, the 3 Bs, like they've gone to dust, mate.
They're in the dust. And Matt, do you know what I think is absolutely magnificent about this all? What's absolutely magnificent about it is all because before you left, we just beaten Villa, and you were on a podcast afterwards saying, "Wow, we're in the top 4. This is amazing." And we just beaten Aston Villa late. Then you went away, but before you went away, you, me, and Statsman Will are all in a WhatsApp group together.
I know what you're going to say.
I know. Well, what I'm going to say.
12 out of 12.
Well, what I said was, how many points do you think we'll get from the next 4 games, which was Brentford, Spurs, Everton, and Wolves, and 3 of them were away. And I think me and Statsman Will said something like 7 and 6 or something. Matt, out there, he was on his way to Thailand at that stage. Matt said 12 out of 12. 12 out of 12, and why can't we get it? And me and Statsman will look more like idiots than you do now because we've one more game, and if we get 12 out of 12, I said, mate, we're in a title race if that happens, and we are. Like
you didn't need me to do that to make you look like an idiot, mate.
Okay, well, there's no need.
And I have to say, Statsman Will and Chief have made us both look like idiots. That episode, I think it was post Brentford. Can't remember now.
Yeah, the post Brentford pre Spurs.
They showed us how to podcast, mate. They showed us how
I love Chief and Statsman. Well, that's why I got them on, right? But you think I'm the common denominator. Maybe you're the common denominator. You've disappeared off to Thailand. You're there in the sunset, swinging on a swing smugly. And you should be smug because Forest are in a title race. But you don't need to mug me off. The two other lads are good. I agree with you.
That is the true reason that I started doing this with you. You were mugging me off and I was mugging you off.
Well,
and then there was an explosion in football content, and we're.
Well, we were always doing the Forest all over the world thing. No, hang on. We were always doing the Forest all over the world thing.
We were always mugging each other off.
Well, you know what? I think you've bought it into the Forest all over the world stuff a little bit. Do you know why I say that?
Why?
Because for the last 3-4 months, when we did a Monday show, post show with me and you, and then obviously we did a preview show with the Forest all over the world fans, and we'll have more of them on pre-Wolves, everyone, by the way. We're going to do a pre-Wolves with some Forest all over the world fans, and I'm going to be in Chicago for Wolves, and I'm going to meet up with Chief for the Wolves game, Matt, by the way, because I'll be in Chicago, just to let you know. So I'm going to try and meet up with Chief while he's there. Okay? Yeah. But what I was going to say was, the reason why you've bought into it a little bit, I know you're trying to fix your mic there at the moment.
No, it just fell out of my pocket on my string swing.
Whatever. I want to tell you why you bought into it a little bit. You bought into it because you used to put Matt Forest all over the place at the bottom of your screen, and you've now put Matt Forest all over. So it's Matt Forest all over the world, I believe. And you got 2 T's in your name. You usually have 1 T. But yeah, so you're now kind of bought into or is that an accident?
It's definitely nothing deliberate. I don't know if I can accidentally. I can't remember what it might have been. Mate, who cares? Come on, let's talk about the game. We're second in the table.
Okay, let me. So, second in the table. Obviously, like you said, you were asleep for the game. So I'm going to give you the cliff notes. I'm going to give you a rundown. I know you probably might have watched the highlights by now, but let's put it this way: Forest went out to play Everton. Originally, we had a back 5, and Yates was missing, and he usually works better in the 4-2-3-4-1 formation, but Callum Hudson-Odoi was also missing, so we were going to go out with a back 5, right? And Alanga was going to start, and Dominguez was possibly going to jump in for Yates, right? But guess what? Murillo got injured in the warm-up. So we were missing Murillo, Yates, and Hudson-Odoi. So Sousa had to come in for Murillo, and then we went to a back 4. Sousa then played the Callum Hudson-Odoi role. And do you know what, Matt? We absolutely schooled Everton at Goodson Park. Missing 3 key players, switching our formation just before kickoff, we absolutely schooled them. Everton, I don't think they've lost to Goodison Park.
Do you mean 4 key players?
Well, it was Yates, Murillo, and Hudson-Odoi. I don't know who else we're missing.
I was going to say Danilo and Sangare.
Well, Danilo and Sangare are coming back soon. But anyway, we're missing them separately. We're missing them most of the season.
Just with all the rest of the league going, we've got players injured, Spurs, Chelsea, Man United. Like, we've got 5 people out now, 5 massive starters out, and we're still second in the league.
Do you know what the best thing about it was? I know, it's amazing, I know. But you know what the best thing about it was? Seamlessly, all the other players slipped in. Obviously, Hudson-Odoi is more of a danger than Sousa, but Sousa was really good today. Murillo went out. Morato slipped into the back 4. I mean, he was unbelievable today. Dominguez was really good today. We just seamlessly, all our other players, our squad players, have got, and that just shows how good the coaching has been, because every player just steps in. Even all the subs. Harry Toffolo was on at the end of the game, Matt, and he was really good. Like, it is and has been, honestly, I'm not joking, unbelievable to see the growth of this squad and this team. And I'm looking at it going, we're better than most teams in the league. Like, every team we play, I've been starting to predict wins. I was like, yeah, we'll beat Brentford away. Yeah, we'll beat Spurs at home. I thought we'd win 3-1 away today. That was my prediction before the game. We won 2-0. We kept a clean sheet. And
welcome to the party, mate. That's all I can say. 4 games ago, I said we'd get 12 out of 12. Did it all in one go. And you were like, come on. Yeah, I think you asked for 5, did you?
No. I thought we'd get 6. So I thought we'd get 2 wins and then maybe lose. I don't know. But this is like pre-Brentford. This is like, we've won 4 in a row now. And we've won 3 in a row since that run. I think we'll beat Wolves. By the way, Cunha might be suspended. I don't know if he is or not.
I think we've won 5 in a row.
No, we've won 5 in a row. But of the grouping of the 4 games that we predicted, we've won 3 in a row. Do you get me? So we've won 3. We have won 5 in a row. Yeah, you're right.
So Wolves is our next game, yeah?
Wolves are our next game. We've got Cunha, who might be suspended because he ripped one of the lads' glasses off his face against Ipswich, and they're waiting on the hearing of that, so he probably will be suspended. That game's next Monday. We're in second place. Liverpool are flying at the moment. Okay, like they're like 8 points clear or something, and they've a game in hand. But like, let's put it this way: if Liverpool weren't as good as Liverpool have been, we would be genuinely talking about like some sort of a title race. Like, I mean, we are kind of talking about a title race in a way.
Chris.
Yeah.
If we'd done as I told you we should have done and win the first 2 games of the season, we would now be neck and neck with Liverpool. And you're like, no.
Matt.
I knew
Matt,
that we'd go on to have I knew we were going to have a season like this, and that's why it was crucial that we beat Bournemouth and Wolves at the beginning.
You did not. You were worried about. No, you don't pretend. You were worried that we were going to have a panic season. That was your thing. So you were concerned about not winning those games, and then you thought we might be in some sort of a battle. But look, it's unreal, and like I actually. It's a thing about momentum. Obviously, I talk loads and people are fed up of hearing me. But there's a thing about momentum that a lot of my mates talk about in sport. Like a lot of my mates who genuinely talk about, like, you know, elite teams going on consistent runs. They always say it's all about momentum. Momentum's a massive thing in sport. And once you get that run going, like we've kept 3 clean sheets in a row. You think you're invincible. You think you can keep going. Liverpool are on that kind of run right now. People didn't actually expect Liverpool to be doing as well as they're doing now. They definitely didn't expect Forest to be doing as well as we're doing. So I just think momentum is just an absolutely massive thing, and we have it, and we got to keep going. We got to take these wins while we can. But yeah, like no one could have predicted how well we've done, and it's halfway through the season. Right now is the halfway point, and we're still there. So there could be more to come from this team. You never know what might be around the corner. We'll do an episode with Statsman Will.
Well, like without thinking so big and so wishful and so you never know, what we need to do is we have to maintain this now. If we're going to actually contend with Liverpool.
We are maintaining it. But we are maintaining.
No. Yeah, no, I'm saying moving forward. And in order to do that in the short term, like Nuno and like all pro managers and footballers say, is we have to beat Wolves, no question. And then we have to beat Liverpool at home, which we can do.
Well, we've done it. That's the thing. We've done it this season.
Yes, but we have to do it again.
Well, hang on. We started the podcast talking about the 12 points you predicted in the grouping of 4 games, including Wolves, right? The next 4...
We need to play on the Liverpool nerves. They'll have a slight bit of doubt coming to us, you know. But also that can be used in their favour.
Well, no, but here's the thing. The next 4 games are the last 4 games before we do our pathway episode. Everyone who's listened to this knows what we do with our pathway episode. So, but the next 4 games...
We've already leapt ahead of the pathway, though. What we're going to do, pathway to the title. If we're in second, then you need to do a pathway to the title, Chris. It's only pathway to Europe. And also, how many pathways to Europe do you want to do? Champions League, Conference and Europa? Or, like, my expectations are high now. I want to win the... It would be so disappointing.
Say it then! Say it! If you want to say it, say it! No,
I either want to win the league, or come 4th, or come 8th. Do you know what I mean?
Well, let's...
Or whatever.
Matt, there's extenuating circumstances to 8th and 7th and stuff. Like, for example, Man United won the FA Cup last year and they were outside the top 7, and thus Newcastle, who finished 7th, didn't get any European competition. So that stuff affects things as well, right? So,
okay, I've got one for you.
No, but what do you...
Come second. Come second and that's it. Or come 6th and win the FA Cup.
Champions League, basically, is what you're saying to me is Champions League, because 2nd and 3rd to me almost same thing, right? So so hang on, you're saying to me
no one remembers 2nd place if Forest won the league.
So what are you asking me? What are you asking me?
Do you want to come second? Would you rather come second to get Champions League, or would you rather win the FA Cup and come 6th? Hang on, do you get Champions League if we win the FA Cup?
No, you get Europa, I think. Europa League. So you get what you get for 6th. The same thing. Well, hang on. I've got one for you. Win the FA Cup.
Well, you didn't answer that one.
Because it's the same thing. Like FA Cup and 6th.
No, it's not.
Like, You could win the FA Cup and finish 8th and still be in Europa League. That's what I'm saying. So give me something better. My thing would be second, guaranteed Champions League. Second.
Okay. Come second, or come ninth. Come ninth and win the FA Cup.
Jesus, might be second. I don't know. It might be second. You know. Here's my one for you. It's come second and run Liverpool close, and then build on that, and you might be in a title race the next season. Or come 5th, risk maybe not getting the Champions League, but the coefficient rankings might get it. So 5th might get you Champions League, it might not. You don't have a choice with that, and win the FA Cup.
If Forest are able to replicate anything like what they're doing this season, next season, I want all of the mass media to wear "I am sorry, Mr. Marinakis" for a whole year.
Or I am sorry, Mr. Marinakis, and all Forest fans. Can I just
they don't need to apologise to us. They don't need to apologise. We haven't all made this happen. We haven't all put up with the laughter in our faces without putting millions and millions of our own income.
Well,
because we're enjoying the ride. I'm telling you that. Oh gosh, can you hear that cat wrestle that's happening behind me? Oh dear, that makes me sad. Oh, come on, 1 sec.
What's?
Hey! Come on! Huh?
Matt?
They're fighting.
Matt? Are they okay?
Yeah, they've gone their separate ways. They're wild cats, so it's all right.
Okay. Basically, look, I suppose what I'm trying to say is, there was. I wanted to touch on something there, and I know you didn't really want to, but there's a grouping of 4 games that we did where you predicted 12 points. We have 9 out of 12 right now, and we've 1 game left to go against Wolves on Monday, right? And we'll get to the predictions of that game in a bit, and obviously I'll do a preview with someone else anyway prior to that game. But I just want to do this right now. The next grouping of 4 games is the last 4 games, 4 Premier League games, before we're going to do the pathway. The pathway, for anyone who doesn't know, they've all heard it. Pathway, for anyone who doesn't know.
Go on.
Stop talking.
You jump into the future. Just get on with the next 4 games.
I'm not jumping to the future.
About the pathway, it's something for anyone to look forward to. Like, Jesus Christ.
But it is something it is an episode. Sorry, people have messaged me about the Pathway episode because we've done Pathway to Survival twice. We've done Pathway to the playoffs once. It's a Pathway thing. It might be Pathway to the title. It might be Pathway to Europe. We've done it, and we're going to do it in 4 Premier League games time. So what I want to know from you is...
You've mentioned it several times. You don't need to just talk about the moment. Give us the moment.
Stop being rude. Okay, let's just go. Okay.
The pathway could be very different in 4 games time.
It could be very different in 4 games time. So what I'm trying to tell you is
the next... Just now.
Oh, I'm not worrying. I'm trying to name the 4 games, and you just keep jumping over me in your stupid swing, in your stupid wonderful paradise. Right. The next 4 games before the Pathway episode are... because we won't be predicting them on the Pathway because we do from then onwards. The next 4 games before the Pathway episode are Wolves away, Liverpool at home, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, and in between there's a Luton FA Cup game. Now, to be fair, the Wolves game you've already predicted as a win because you said we're going to get 12 out of 12. Stop swinging so high. It's annoying. Just give me the answer to the Wolves game. All right, so you already said 3 points to the Wolves game. Give me the answer to the next 3. Liverpool.
No, I don't think we're getting 3 points. I think we would need 3 points if this second position. I think for Champions League. You did. You already. No, sorry, mate. You've already said that we're getting 3 points from Wolves. You've already said that. You predicted 12 from the group of 4. You're an idiot. The group of 4, Wolves is in that, so that's the 12 points. It ended at Everton.
No, it didn't. You left and you said Brentford, Spurs, Everton, Wolves. 12 from those 4. We've done 9 out of 12. So you've already predicted a win against Wolves. I have the data.
Included Villa.
No, it didn't. It was after Villa. You were on the podcast after Villa.
Then we've won 6 in a row, mate. 'Cause we beat United before Villa.
Oh my gosh. No, we've won 5 in a row. Man United, Aston Villa, Brentford, Spurs, Everton. That's 5. Well done. You're counting on your hands. Any others? No. Wolves will be 6 in a row if we get it. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's different in Thailand because of the time difference.
It's not different. There's no difference.
There's different amount of games been played. A different amount of points been won.
So
mate, yes. Yeah. It's a win against Wolves then.
Okay, and then Liverpool at home. Don't concede. It's not conceding. You're saying we're going to win.
I think we beat Liverpool at home.
Oh, I love that. I really love your positive outlook. It's as if you've gone to Thailand.
I think the players... I mean, I think it'll also be a turning point, though. But yeah.
Well, it's obviously a positive turning point. We'll have won, according to you, we'll have won 7 games in a row by then. So, but we're going to beat Luton in the FA Cup, yeah.
Imagine we lose that one.
Just tell me what we're going to... No, Luton are crap, okay? They lost again today. They're not a good team.
We're going to have Toffolo. I mean, Toffolo's great. I love when he gets played. We're going to be playing, you know what I mean, Toffolo, maybe Moreno, Carlos Maguire. You know, they're going to give everyone a chance to have a game that doesn't get a go.
And the second string side brought Newcastle to penalties earlier on in the season, so I wouldn't worry about our second string side. Our squad is really, really strong. We're going to beat Luton in the FA Cup. They're rubbish. They're nothing. We're moving on from that. Okay, but you say we're going to beat Wolves, and you say we're going to beat Liverpool, right? And I like that. Southampton at home, we're going to beat them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Bournemouth away. That's the last game before the pathway. What are you saying there?
I think they do as like they always do.
They
absolutely love it.
They
absolutely love it. And they sing "It's happened again." You're Nottingham Forest. It's happened again.
What you know what, Matt? There's something about you. You've predicted like a crazy amount of points, right? You predicted 4 wins from 4 up until after the Wolves game. You've now predicted us to beat Liverpool home. You're saying there's no problem beating Southampton, and all of a sudden, now Bournemouth are a good side. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think. I think we'll draw with. Oh, Southampton's going to be at home, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to draw that game. We're a better team than them. Stop.
Yeah.
We beat them every time we play them. Every time we play them, we beat them in the Premier League. Every time we play them. We beat Southampton, but you're saying the Bournemouth to us. Okay, and that, to be honest, we'd still be in some sort of a race then. We'd still be in the top 4 by then if you're saying that we beat Wolves, beat Liverpool, beat Southampton, we'll still be in the FA Cup because we'd smash Luton out of the park, and then we'd play Bournemouth away. What are your expectations now? Now that you're in second, we're in second, what are your expectations now if we go and do that?
What, win all of those things and then lose to Bournemouth?
Yeah, but that would still be... I mean, we'd still have a lot of points coming out. Where are your expectations? Do you expect us to be top 4 then? No, where are your expectations?
I expect us to have a Champions League place by the end of the season.
I mean, do you expect that now?
I hope for it now, with actual belief. I definitely am hoping for that. I think if Forest can get Champions League, it'd just be such vindication for Marinakis. I would love it.
And tell me, like, what is it? Because I can give you the reason why we're doing so well, and everyone knows it, right? We have conceded the least amount of goals of any team in the Premier League up to this point, except for Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal still might concede tomorrow when the game's been played, but we've conceded less goals than any team in the whole league, and we've scored actually, I think, less than most of the top 10 as well, but we don't concede any goals at the moment. Our defence is unbelievable. Morata stepped in like it's nothing. Now that the team has harmony, and I know we have like potentially a couple of injuries, like, you know, but Sangare and Tanleno might be back. If you don't know how bad Murillo is, we'll find that out. Do you expect us to strengthen in January, or do you think that we'll just like try and buy a striker and sort of leave it at that so we don't affect the harmony?
I've no idea. I mean, I think we probably need strength, don't we? But as everyone says, no point in upsetting the apple cart. If there's someone that's worthwhile bringing, then they're gonna have to bring him in. It's as simple as that. Okay. But it's not my.
Okay, it's not your field. I get it. You don't need to tell me either. It's not my field. I know, but Matt, these are the kinds of conversations we would have over a pint, like next to Will at a table 20 years ago.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say.
God, I thought you'd be happier out there. You sound miserable all of a sudden. Is it just because you're talking to me?
No. It's because you're asking me questions like...
Okay, well, let me ask you... Why don't you ask me a question for a change?
I hope the club... Well, I always ask you questions, but you're lining them up.
Ask me then.
How realistic... From now on, can you put your money... Do you think Forest will keep the success for the rest of the season? Or do you think at some point it will break way eventually? Or do you think we're going to achieve great things, be that... From Europa up this year, do you think we're getting Europa champions, or do we think we're even going to be officially in second after everyone's played the same amount of game weeks at any point and be challenging for the title?
I think that you'll get my genuine specific predictions in the pathway episode. But if you ask me right now, halfway through
exactly. You're always kicking the can down. I'm going to wait.
No, hang on. I was Matt. I was answering the question. But like I was answering it in a roundabout way. Like I'm not kicking any can down the road.
Answer the question. Yeah.
I am
heard
answering
Chief calling you on this as well. He was calling you and Will. It's like, come on. Everyone else is
Chief and Will weren't calling me out. Chief was calling me out for some specific prediction I did ages ago. Will called me out, to be fair, saying, what do you think right now? You're asking me what I think right now. I can give you an answer. In 4 weeks' time, it might be very different, obviously. If you want to know what I think at the halfway point...
You might have egg on your face. Like everyone else.
I want to have egg on my face because I predicted us to beat Brentford, I predicted us to beat Spurs, and I predicted us to beat Everton, and I predicted us to beat Wolves, and I predicted us to go and give Liverpool a good go at home. I predicted us to beat Luton, and you know what? I do predict us to beat Southampton, and I predict us to beat Bournemouth. And you know what I think? I think you want to go with egg on the face. Yeah, I do think we'll keep this up. I do think we will. And you know, if we do have a slump, I think we'll bounce back just like we did after losing to Newcastle and Arsenal back-to-back games. We bounced back massively then. Like we said before, December was meant to be tricky. You want an answer from me? I'll give you an answer. Do you think I think we're getting Europe? Yeah, you're goddamn right I do. I think we are getting Europe. And that might be Europa League or Champions League. I think we're better than the Conference League. I don't want to be going off playing all these random teams in the Europa Conference League every week and being tired for the league. I want us in the Europa League. I want us in the Champions League. And currently, as it stands, we are in a title race. And... you know what? That's the reality of it. Liverpool might be miles ahead, but we're in second. So there's only one team chasing them down like rabid dogs, and that's Nottingham Forest. So eat that, Matt. You wanted an answer, I gave it to you. Yeah, I do think we keep it up because it's seamless how all the substitutes and everyone keeps coming in and fitting in places when people go out. We lost our 2 top midfielders at the very beginning of the season, and we got more just step in. And they're coming back.
One more thing. You didn't give me an answer. You just said we'll give it a good go against Liverpool. Do you think we lose it, or do you think we draw it, or do you think we win it?
We beat them in Anfield. We'll beat them at the City Ground. We'll take 6 points off them this season.
I like it. Let's leave it there because my Wi-Fi could go any minute. And the beaches, everyone's starting to come to life here. So I'm going to be wrestling with animals, tourists, fishermen. You can hear that boat firing up behind me.
Gotcha. But before you go, and I'll just tell everyone if they're still here with us, like and subscribe, folks. I think he's picking up the phone there. I don't know what he's doing. But before we go,
the sunrise. I'm sorry, but the listeners and the viewers on YouTube will agree with me. If they were in my situation and you're there going, let's do some more, this beautiful day is about to begin.
Let's just do a quick review corner and then we'll get the hell out of here and we'll do a preview for Wolves with other people because you'll be in Thailand and you won't be available. Right, so thank you for joining us, Matt. We've got Matt Davies who posted fair pricing against a struggling championship club, and this was when he was doing ticket details for the FA Cup third round tie against Luton Town. So he was having a dig at Luton Town online, which you probably absolutely love.
I loved. I managed to see that. I think you reading it out on another podcast. I think I heard you. It's very funny.
I didn't read it in another podcast. I posted it in our group. Your technology's all over the place because your laptop's up. Are you going soon?
That's for you to worry about, clearly, not me.
All right. Simon from NFFC Bahamas says, the last time you were on a few weeks ago, you said that I kept saying the word narrative. And he said, it is a narrative, Matt, because Brentford's excellent home form is focused on by the national media. And that is what makes it, in fact, a narrative. So he was sticking up for me, Team Chris. He has hashtag there. So look,
things are narratives when people manipulate and highlight certain things to make out they're bigger or different to they are. If it's just the truth, then all right, you could call it a narrative because life, I suppose, is a narrative if you want to call it. But
yeah. No, but the thing I was talking about specifically was that Brentford's excellent home form was a narrative. And he's saying it's focused on by the national media, so I was right. Anyway, we're moving on.
No, I contest it more. It wasn't a narrative that Brentford had the best home form in the league. That wasn't a narrative.
Okay. I'll concede to you, Matt. Let's move on. Once More Records says, Merry Christmas from West Wales. Keep up the irritating sexual tension. We fucking love it.
Christ alive. That's a good way to end it, I think, Chris. I don't want to... I've got to leave that one out.
Will I take that one out? No, I think...
No. Keep it in. No, keep it in the podcast. I'm leaving it out of my life, though. That is excruciating a thought. Whew. Sexual tension. Not that kind of podcast, I'm afraid. West Wales. I can send you to the right place if you'd like that sort of thing. Then.
No, Matt, we're leaving it there. You absolute lunatic. And then Marcus, who's a supporter. I think he's in London. He might have seen you in London Trickies a few times. He wrote.
Yeah. Marcus is a legend. I've seen him at games as well. We sit next to each other. We spoke at the odd bar. I'm normally hammered though, so go. Yeah. Go on.
Well, he wrote. After Elanga's finish the other week, he wrote cool and calm, unlike Matt. And with that.
I love that I'm getting that when I'm dealing with you, though.
You are. Well, listen, I'm the positive one, you're the negative one. That's the way it goes. We're in second place. Matt, thanks for joining me. We'll do a preview for Wolves, and I appreciate you joining me from out in Thailand. We might get you on again while you're out there. I don't know how long you're going to be out there for. You're at some retreat trying to sort your life out, which is fine. That's great. You look and feel great.
Listen. That's a narrative. Not this. But you being positive, me being negative, that's a narrative. But I can let you have it because we do need some sort of narrative for this, or we've literally got nothing.
Well, we've got second in the Premier League. Matt, thank you for joining me. Take care.
I hope everyone's having a happy new year to you all.
Well, we're all having a great new year. Forest are brilliant.
Yeah. Well, no, happy new year to everyone for 2025. Let's keep going, making it a better time for us all. All that crap from 2024 is now behind us.
Bye-bye.
Fresh start.
Bye-bye. We get it,
Matt. Can't handle it.
I'm ending the recording.